Taking responsibility for your life. What does that mean? Why should you even care? What is the difference between responsibility and fault? How do you know when you're taking responsibility for your life? I think for the past couple of months, because I've had to really stay within myself and think about things and just process a lot of information, that particular phrase has been recurring because nearly every single thing I do, I can almost see the reaction to my life. Like if I don't cook, for example, there's no food to eat. If I don't exercise and I take my weight, I've gained weight. If I don't sleep well, the next day I'm tired. If I'm not making enough money, my income is reducing, so increasing. Like I can see a direct reaction between the things that I do and the effects of the things that I do. And I think the problem with the phrase take responsibility, like when you tell people take responsibility for your life, all these self-help, personal development conversations, it's like take responsibility for your life, don't be miserable, do something about it. If you don't like it, change it. If you don't like your relationship, leave. If you don't like your amount of money you're making, make more money. I think the big issue with taking responsibility, the general sense of the term, is that it's easy to take responsibility when there is a clear-cut fact, like I did this and it led to this other thing. I was drunk and I hit somebody. I stole money and I was caught. I cheated and I was caught. Like when there's an action reaction, it's very easy. It's like, yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I'll take responsibility for this. I'll figure out how to fix it. Let's first of all start by understanding what responsibility is, because I think whenever somebody tells another person to take responsibility for their actions, it almost sounds like you're telling them that they're being blamed for something. Taking responsibility is very empowering. But I think for most people, because there's no direct relationship between the things that they've done and the reactions to their actions, it gets fuzzy. So let's start by defining responsibility. So a quick search of the word responsibility here on Google tells me responsibility, the state or fact of having a duty to deal with something or of having control over someone. And the example given here is a true leader takes responsibility for their team and helps them achieve goals. So there's duty, dealing with something, having control. For example, if you hit somebody with a car and you are speeding, you had control of your speed and you were responsible for how fast you would go, how slow you would go. So there's a direct relationship here between it was your duty to drive safe, you didn't drive safe. Now let's take a classic example. If you tell somebody who is in Cameroon, who says there are no jobs in Cameroon, life is difficult, YouTube is hard, the internet sucks, you tell them, take responsibility. You're like, what did I do to deserve, this country? I didn't choose where I was born. I didn't choose how much money my parents made. I didn't choose where I was sent to school. I didn't choose the color of my skin. Like, it's almost normal to see how there is no direct relationship between taking responsibility for your life and the cards that you were given. That's where it gets tricky. That's where I feel personal development fails many people, because a lot of the people who actually want to be helped, who want to seek assistance by watching motivational videos and all these things, their context is missing. It's not present. It's assuming here that you have everything and you lack the energy, you lack the zeal, you lack direction. And I think that's a big problem. The people who actually find it difficult to accept the term taking responsibility for their lives are people who don't have the direct relationship between what they are saying, lack of income, maybe lack of good health, with what they are doing. And so it's hard. And I think if we go back to the definition of the word responsibility, then you have to understand that when you're told to take responsibility for your life, you may not see how these things are related to what you did. You may never see it. You're not responsible for the government directly because you're not the president, you're not the government official. But in a way, your vote can count. And I know at this particular point, Cameroonians will be like, wow, oh my God, you've gone to America and you've changed. You think votes count here? But hear me out. Your vote can count. Because as an individual, if you're able to actually get the government to do the things that you need, in different countries it works really well because it's clear. You vote and you get somebody to do it. But I don't know if you can feel it, but when I think about votes and government and all these communities and waiting for people to come and help, I think that's where my definition of taking responsibility changes, because I think taking responsibility is very individual. It's more for me in the sense of, I don't like the way things are right now. I don't like how much I'm making. I don't like my weight. I don't like my energy levels. I don't like that I am not smart enough to have intelligent conversations about astrophysics. I don't like that I don't have a college degree. Say you're in my shoes. You are somewhere like, I don't like the way this country is treating me. I don't like that I cannot get it. I don't like this. I don't like this. So there is a problem. right? You acknowledge that there's a problem. I don't like how many views I'm getting on YouTube, whatever it is, that's the thing. Taking responsibility is accepting that it is your duty to change that state. It's not your duty to find who did wrong, what happened, why it happened, to find somebody to blame. When you take responsibility for your life, you are in control of the outcomes of the decision from that point on. Say you're born with one leg, and somebody tells you, take responsibility. I mean, like, what? I have just one leg. I cannot run with you people. But I am fairly certain that there are people with one leg, and maybe even just, 0 legs, who've been able to transform their lives from a place of not having those things that you may want to having them. And I think when we think of taking responsibility, the key word here is that taking. It's an action verb. It's taking action. It's getting out of your way to do something about a situation. You may not be where you are. You may not be where you want to be. You may not be having what you want. You may not be the kind of person that you want to be. Maybe you're not honest. Maybe you're not working hard enough. Maybe you're not making enough videos on YouTube. There is a state that you are in present now, which is where you don't want to be. And there is a place that you want to be. Taking responsibility is choosing to control that movement. That's it. It's not about pointing out what is wrong. It's not about pointing out who did wrong. It's not about blaming, faulting, accusing. Sure, life didn't do you a great card. Like, I'm not that tall. I'm not that smart. I don't speak multiple languages. I speak 2. People can always list lists of things where they are failing in life. Like, it's very easy. I think it's easier for human beings to just tell you everything that is wrong with them. I don't know how to speak well. I don't know how to read. I don't like to read. I don't listen to podcasts. I'm not smart. Bro, if you're going to make a list of things that are wrong in your life, trust me, all of us can do it. All of us can make those lists. When it comes to taking responsibility, on the other hand, I think the key factor and what really excites me about being able now to look at my life and take action towards things is that aspect of control. Because many people may want to seek happiness, they may want to seek joy in life. But I think the greatest joy comes with knowing that you can do something about the way things are in your life. Comes with knowing that you have the capacity. And I think at the very core, we all do. We know that we can do something about it. It's just easier to complain. It's easier to blame people. So what changes when you choose to take responsibility? I think you get more free. You get freedom. Because when you find yourself in a position where you've made an assessment of the things that are happening, you don't like where you are, you don't like how much money you make, you don't like the way you look, you don't like your weight, you don't like it. That faith and that belief and the knowing that if I want to lose weight, I can do this. I mean, there are extraordinary circumstances. You might be born with a genetic disease. You might have issues. Like, I'm not ignoring the fact that there are situations that is really not much to control. I just have this, I guess, is this stupid, naive optimism that no matter how bad things are, they could be better. And it's because they could be better that I cannot afford to feel bad for the way they are now. And it's because they could be better that I can put in the work to get there. It's the first day of the month. I'm filming this video on July 1st. Like, this is literally the first of the month. I wanted to make this video because I've had a tough couple of months and I just got tired of being tired. I looked at my accounts, my bank account. I'm like, I don't have as much money as I would like to have. I look at my writing. I'm not writing as much as I would like to write. I'm not making as many videos as I would like to make. I can blame my divorce. I can blame being alone in the country. I can blame everybody who hasn't called or who is calling, or I can blame people leaving negative comments on my channel. Then what? Nothing changes. The money in my account is not going to increase. My feelings about myself are not going to change. My self-esteem is not going to improve. Blaming people doesn't help anybody. But when you choose to take responsibility, and which is what I'm doing right now by filming this video, like, it's, all right, I want to make more money. I'm monetized on YouTube. I'm going to make more videos. Simple. That energizes me. What changes when you start taking control of your life and taking responsibility is that you start seeing more possibilities. You start feeling less down. You start feeling less like the world is coming to an end. It's so much more about what can I do to improve myself, to improve my life. You're not looking outside for this. You're looking within to, okay, this conversation did not go the way I would have wanted. I said things that I did not want to really say. I expressed myself in a way that did not communicate how I truly felt about this person. How can I improve this? That's when you take responsibility, where when you find yourself in a bad situation, and I want to end with this. When you find yourself in a situation that is completely unlucky, like you get into an accident and it wasn't you didn't do anything wrong. The way your mind starts thinking about things is, well, I should have left earlier. I should have parked in a different spot. I should have made so much money that I would have a chauffeur who would take the car away so that it doesn't get, or hire a driver. I know it sounds crazy, but if you think about it, when you choose to take responsibility for your life, even though you know, and you and I know that we can die at any time, we're only responsible for so much. But with the mindset of, I am responsible for the things that happen and I can control them, your worldview opens up. It's like, all right, wait, I want to learn this thing. I can get a book and read it. I would like to know biology. You go to online, you buy a book. If you're in Cameroon or any other country, like, I probably know somebody who is doing biology in college. Maybe I should talk to them. To recap, first thing is, responsibility is about duty and control. It's your duty for your life to control how things happen. And if you want to gain that, you have to take it. It's an action verb. Taking responsibility requires you to decide that when things happen to you, they happen for you. Whatever happens, death, illness, divorce, getting fired, everything, raise at the job, getting smarter, buying more books, luck, everything is happening for you. And in a very strange way, when you take more responsibility and you build that confidence that you can handle the world opens up. So as this month begins, this is already halfway through the year. I did a video a couple of, literally 6 months ago about a new year and I had all these cool goals and things happen. Hey, listen, I'm making all these cool videos and I'm making these videos for me and you. It's not just for you. And I don't need to share this message about taking responsibility because a lot of times it's easier for us to blame people. Whereas everything that we've always needed is right here and right here. If you're watching me for the first time on the internet, my name is Kamga. I make videos here because I love the power of storytelling to transform lives and communities. If you like what you've seen so far, wherever you're watching, interact with the place. Subscribe, like, comment. And if you've watched up to this particular point, just let me know in the phrase, I'm taking responsibility for my life. Just let me know. I think that'd be cool. Like, writing things down has so much power in it. And when you write it and you believe it and you take action on it, you'll be surprised where you're going to be 6 months from now. All right? I'll see you in the next one.